I'm making a quick video because I realized in the old video I thought you couldn't see very easily what the numbers were, so I'm going to try to hold the camera still and explain a little bit of what was going on. With the intake cylinders, you're supposed to get an average of 19, so it can be like, I don't have the manual in front of me, it can be up to 21.21, and it can be like around 0.14. So right the mid range of that is 0.19. That's what my manual says. I've seen another one, Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions, his manual, or wherever he's got the Australian bike, so it might be different. The midpoint was supposed to be 0.16, so that's what he was aiming for. So with mine, for instance, like with this one, the 0.1, it's going to change it 0.5 every time you do it. That's why the numbers say it's like 2.75 millimeters. So this one had a 2.85 in it, and I want to get a little more gap, so I get to lower the number, and it's going to make it 0.20, I think, which will kind of make it too open, I think, but I think that all these numbers are a little loose. I don't mean loose by physically loose, I mean because I kind of did the video, and I think I explained that I took the cams off and put them back on, and I had some of these numbers change a little bit. And I'm erring on the side of, I mean, they could be slightly loose by like 0.1, because it says it's an average, 19. So if it ends up being 0.2, that's fine, because it can be 0.23. So in essence, that right there might be perfect. Now I'll go over, so I had 0.1, I'm going to drop that, or that one right there actually ended up measuring again, ended up being 0.08. It went from a 270, I'm going to take it down to a 280, or I'm going to take it down to a 270, I'm moving the 280 into this one over here, which was the 285, that one needed to drop by 1, because it was 0.13, and that right there will make it like 20, or it was at 20, and it needs to be 25, and even if it was really 0.1, because that was my second measurement, that would make it 0.25. The exhaust was supposed to be 0.25. That's that's your max on the exhaust. That's what it said for my max. So that means it'll either be dead nuts on when I put in that 280 instead of the 285, or it'll be like, right at the max. Because the average is 0.23 for the exhaust. That's the midpoint. So all these right here, 275, 270, 0.1, drop it to 0.5. That one was the really low one. That's my intake number 4. That one was pretty fucking tight. I think maybe that's what bent my valve. I don't know. Either that or I had some shit in there when I fired it up, because it sat forever. And you assume there's nothing in there blocking it or whatever. It did let loose one really crazy backfire, but I think it was already not running when somehow miraculously backfired, which was the only combustion I had in it. That was crazy. So I gotta drop that one 3, which would make it 10, 15, 20, because it's an intake and I should be aiming for 19. So going from 295 to 280. And this one right here, I'm dropping it 3 also, because it seemed like it was pretty tight. It was tighter than all of them after the second one, because I did it once, took them off again, and then tightened it again. I did like a loosen and then put it back on, and then I did take them off and put it back on, kind of, and it went back to 0.1. So that one's going down 3 from 290 to 275. And that's may vary. and 295 to 285, and another. That one right there was like the best looking one. That was almost what it needed to be. And by the way, I think I said, you know, I only have a 15, a 13, and an 18. I don't have anything in between to measure in between amounts. That's just what my feeler gauges were. So these are the old ones that I'm taking out, and these are the new ones that I need. And I was crossing them off as I found them, because I found three of them, I think, or something like that. Or no, I crossed them off as I was adding them up. I need 3 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those. And then I found a package that had all of them except for those 2, so I just bought those 2. And I'll end up with like a 265 and I think an extra 270 in that lot that I bought. And I think there was like a 240 or 250 or something like that. So I'll have some good different variations if I ever need to in the future to change these, which would be nice, you know. And I got buddies that use, you know, these Yamahas and shit too, so maybe they'll come in handy. I'll share them. Alright, so hopefully that helps, because I realized my other video was a little bit blurry, and hopefully you can see this and it's not totally out of focus. Right?